Welcome into the Browns Report here by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Matthew Peterson, and today it is a mailbag video. Hope you guys are having a good weekend, but I figured I'd answer some of your questions I put out in a community post, and we go back and forth a little bit. So let's get right into it. The first question comes in from Rick Atkins. He asks, if we can sign a big-name receiver in free agency, do we still take one with the pick 13? And if so, what free agent and wide receiver draft combo would you choose? Rick, that's an awesome question, honestly, because I like the idea of this. I like the idea of signing a big-name wide receiver and then doubling up with the 13th overall draft pick because I don't see a big enough glaring need that's worth the 13th overall pick. So let me first start by talking about the draft targets. These are my top 4 wide receivers. It'll probably change as we get closer to the draft as I watch more and more draft film of these guys. But Wilson and Williams, I got them 1 and 2. Really, they're 1 and 1A. Jameson Williams is just such a special player. He's got the best speed of the group here, and he's just got that it factor about him. And Garrett Wilson, just more the more polished wide receiver, still got terrific speed, excellent route runner, great hands, really does just everything super well. But for me, if I had to go with that two-player combo, I think for now it's either going to be a Wilson, Williams, or Burks. Treylon Burks out of Arkansas, he is a huge guy, and he's got great speed to go along with it. He's got the size, he's got the strength, he's got the speed, he's got the best hands of the bunch too. I think his hands are like 5XL, so I'm leaning one of those 3 guys right now for that 13th overall pick. And then in free agency, here's what the free agency crop looks like this offseason. Devontae Adams, in my opinion, is a fun idea and all, but I just think he's going to go wherever Aaron Rodgers ends up playing, and I don't see that being Cleveland. Chris Godwin, on the other hand, Allen Robinson and Mike Williams, those 3 guys very much attainable, and Chris Godwin is my favorite of the bunch. I know he's coming off that ACL tear, but maybe you can just get him on a discount, and fine by me if he misses a game or 2 if you sign him to a 3 or 4 year deal. The dream combo, in my opinion, is Jameson Williams and Chris Godwin. You could swap out Williams with Garrett Wilson, and I'd have no issue with it, but I want to go out and get Chris Godwin this free agency. Let's speak it into existence. I want to get him to Cleveland, and then Jameson Williams, dude, he was the best wide receiver in college football this year. Right? He won the award for it, and blank on the name of the Big Golf Award, whatever it's called. But those 2 guys, that would be an awesome duo for the Browns. But speaking of duos, what duo would you pick? You just saw a couple names on the screen. Let me know. Maybe I'm forgetting someone. Maybe you want to roll with Chris Olave or someone else in free agency. Curious what duo you would run with, so let me know, Rick, down below if that's the same duo you'd go with or if you have a different one in mind. Next question comes in from All Hats No Break TV. What are the chances of someone like a Carson Strong following us in the 3rd round? The guy's not very mobile, but he has a cannon of an arm. Well, first off, appreciate the question, my man. Does he have a cannon of an arm? Kind of. I think because his name is Strong, we like to think it's stronger than it is, and Carson's just a cool first name. But the numbers this year are awesome for Carson Strong. Over 4,000 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. But if you want to ever play a fun game, go to like ESPN and look at the college football stat leaders from any random year like 2015 or 2018, and I bet you'd be surprised at the top 5 because it's usually kind of smaller guys like Carson Strong but from smaller conferences like the Mountain West. So 3rd round pick for Carson Strong. One, I don't think that's very likely. I don't think he falls to the 3rd round. I think there's enough buzz around these quarterbacks, but more importantly, enough hungry teams for a quarterback that he goes in round 2 most likely. Maybe round 3 you can get him there. I really don't want Carson Strong. I'm sorry. If you like him, sorry, I'm going to disagree here. The knee issues are a concern for me. He had a knee surgery in high school, and it lingered throughout college. And I've watched him, and I've tried to fall in love with him a little bit, but I just can't. I'm not in on Carson Strong. You can freezing cold takes me 3 years from now if this is a horrible take, but I'm out in Carson Strong. Guys, if you want to be on a future mailbag show, then all you got to do is subscribe, because here's how it works. If you want to ask a question on the show, subscribe. That way you know when the call goes out. I put a post on our community channel about a couple days in advance. Put your question down below, and that way you can get on the show. And if you subscribe, you can get a shout-out on the show, like Pat Woolord, Jason Davis. Jason Davis, you were very, very excited about a shout-out, so now you get one. Shout-out to you, Jason. Fanson's 83, I think you said. Dale Jackson as well. We move on. This is just like someone fell asleep at their keyboard. HGGGFFF, Brody Amerdon, and Meg Digital. Shout out to all of you guys who subscribed. Was it 2 videos ago, I think? So appreciate you joining the channel. If you want to get a shout out, hit that big red button and subscribe. Next question comes from Charles Johnson. Thanks for the question, Charles. He asks, have you heard the K. Murray rumors? Yes, I have, Charles. Glad you asked, because it's just kind of fun. Because this is when you're at peak NFL offseason, when things are hand up, a little slow, and people like myself are stirring the pot a little bit to get some juice out of the fruit. So the Kyler Murray rumors are basically he unfollowed the Cardinals on all of his social media platforms. If you missed that, on Twitter, and he deleted a bunch of photos on Instagram. And to me, this is just a contract leverage tactic. He is up for an extension now. He has played 3 years, and the Cardinals want to put that 5th-year option on him. Kyler Murray, if you don't remember, was drafted by the Oakland A's in the 1st round, and he passed on a lot of money to come play in the NFL. And I think he wants to get that money now, and he can get an extension, and I think he's using this as a leverage tactic to go, hey, extend me or trade me, because I'm going to be a little silent diva here and have a bit of a cold war with you. I don't think a trade's going to happen. I really don't. I think the Cardinals, they should do the smart thing, which is extend their franchise quarterback. But if a trade did happen, here's what I think it would look like. I know it's a lot, but the Browns get Kyler Murray, and the Cardinals get a haul. I couldn't even fit it basically on the screen. Baker Mayfield, 2022 first, so that's the 13th overall pick. 2022 second, 2023 first, and a second. So that's 2 firsts and 2 seconds there. Actually make it 3 firsts, 2 seconds, and a third. That's a lot, but you got to remember, Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff swap got the Lions 2 first-round picks. Kyler Murray is worth more than Matthew Stafford. So you got to toss in an additional first-rounder to make it 3 firsts, 2 seconds, and a third. You get a quarterback who's not even in his prime. I know it's a lot, but it's not going to happen anyway. But we can play make-believe land here for a little bit. Would you do this trade for Kyler? I get it. That's a lot of draft capital. But if you're the Browns, you can go, wow, we can actually, without any doubt, get our franchise QB, which we have been struggling to do for decades. I hit A for accept. Let me know what you think down below. We'll get to some other questions in just a moment, but first, our sportsbook partner today, BetUS, has an awesome deal going on for any new signees. If you go to chatsports.com/bet and use the promo code Browns125, they give you a 125% deposit bonus. Pretty good deal if you ask me. Because if you put $100 in, they tack on an additional $125, and you can bet $225 on the Super Bowl, which is, depending on when you're watching, it's a couple days or hours. So Rams -4. I like the Bengals +4. I've been saying this all week, and I'm not wavering from it. And I like the under as well. Let me know what you like down below, and make all your picks at chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Browns125. Next question comes in from Praise the Sun. Thank you so much for the question. They ask, what should the Browns do at the kicking position this offseason? I wasn't going to include this question just because I was like, kicker, come on. But honestly, I don't think Chase McLaughlin's going to come back next year, or if he does, he's going to have competition in training camp. Here's one kicker I would look at, though, coming out of college. Cameron Dicker. Dicker the kicker. 98% on extra points, 75, basically 76% field goal kicker, 4-year guy at Texas. And the biggest reason I like him is another great kicker went to Texas. Justin Tucker went to Texas, if you didn't know that. And kickers are such a crapshoot. If there's something in the water in Austin that makes kickers good, yeah, I'll take the next Justin Tucker for the Browns. So, Dicker the kicker? The Bengals drafted their guy in the 5th round, and some people made fun of them, and it worked out pretty well. So I like the idea of maybe drafting Cameron in the 7th round. Give it a shot. See what the worst can happen is you cut him and you move on like every other team does when they can't find their kicker, which is 80% of the league. All right, let's move on to another question here. Robert Tinsley, he asks, when will Stefanski give up play calling duties to someone more qualified? I don't think that's going to happen. I'm sorry. Kevin Stefanski kind of got strike one this season with his poor play calling decisions and moments at times, but I don't think that's going to be a move that is made unless it really gets bad and he wants to deflect the blame elsewhere and kind of move the hot seat off of him a little bit by making AVP the play caller. So if things continue to spiral, he can go, hey, we had some issues, but play calling is not one of them because we tried it with someone else and it didn't work either. So you're probably stuck with Stefanski's play calling at least through next season. Maybe it's a midseason change, but I'm hoping to get the 2020 Stefanski back. Let's get to our final question on the show. Paul Hasenauer asked, will Baker Mayfield ever be able to execute the offense? If he does, let me start over. Will Baker Mayfield ever be able to execute the offense if he does not have a chip on his shoulder? Seems he always has to be angry to play his best. I don't see Brady or Burrow playing like that. They always seem calm. Thanks. Well, Paul, thank you for the question. And honestly, you're kind of right. Joe Burrow's Joe Cool. Producer Jack is a Patriots fan. And I think Tom Brady low-key does get mad sometimes. Remember he smashed that Microsoft Surface when he got shut out at home against the Saints. So, but I do get where you're coming from of Baker does always have a chip on his shoulder. And for better or for worse, that's the way he plays. That's kind of always the way he has played. Back in Oklahoma, remember he planted the flag at the game against Ohio State and Columbus. That's just who Baker kind of is. So if you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you, but I don't think Baker's ever going to be cool, swaggy, Joe Burrow kind of Baker. He's always going to be, I woke up feeling dangerous. That's Baker Mayfield. So, wrap up the show, I want to ask this question. Will Baker have a bounce-back season? I'm putting my Y for yes because I want it to happen. And I want to have good mojo in the air, so I'll put a Y for yes. Let me know what you think down below. Hope you guys enjoy the Super Bowl, and we will catch you later here on the Cleveland Browns Report.